welcome to this bonus episode of Spirituality in the 21st Century. I'm Shari with Energy Tarot and Magic, and I am so glad you're with me. Today's bonus episode is about the Mercury Retrograde that starts February 18th and runs through March 9th. Now, I know a lot of people see a Mercury Retrograde as a very difficult and challenging part of the year. There are 4 of them each year. But if you plan for this one, you can use the energies to your benefit and not feel like you are at the mercy of these energies. So Mercury is going retrograde in Pisces this year, and that means that you're going to see a little more focus on art, on mysticism, psychology, intuition, and ideas and solutions that seem to emerge more easily than they might have otherwise. It's very important for you to keep your mind conscious and present during the retrograde. Avoid pessimism and self-sabotage, which you should be working on anyway, because those kinds of energies only draw similar energies to you. You want to draw better energy than that. When there is a Mercury retrograde in the water sign, especially in Pisces, you are going to want to reflect on the quality of life that you deserve. So this requires a little bit of self-analysis and self-examination. If you don't feel like you are living the life you deserve, you've got to determine why you feel that way and what it is that you can do in order to make that happen. Everything is not going to be as it seems because there may be some psychic interference. This means that you are going to want to look at what is, not what you wish it was. And I think we all have that moment where we kind of delude ourselves into thinking what we really wish we had, we do have. That's not a bad thing. It's just that right now you really want to be focused on, is that what I'm doing or am I seeing reality? Because during the retrograde, you're going to want to see that reality. There's going to be great emotional intensity during this time, and you're going to want to try to avoid arguments in your family and amongst your friends, and look for methods that you can use to channel your feelings positively. It's very, very important, especially with this kind of uproar in communication and sharing with other people, that you are remaining as calm and collected as you possibly can be so that you can benefit from this energy rather than having to deal with the fallout when you don't handle it well. Communication is going to be challenging, as it often is during the Mercury retrograde. This is particularly true of this particular retrograde because Mercury is going to be square to the moon. This is going to bring up inner conflicts between thoughts and feelings. It can often lead you to anxiety, indecision, moodiness, and parochialism. You want to bear that in mind so that when you start feeling this way, you can look at what is the actual root cause of what's going on. The moon square to Mercury also creates a high degree of tension between your heart and your mind. So if you've been battling with some issues dealing with those differences between what your heart wants and what your mind thinks, now it's going to kind of erupt on you, and it's going to be time to debate between your thoughts and your feelings and find your comfort zone. Again, this refers right back to make sure you're seeing what you actually have, what your reality is, and not what you wish it were. This retrograde can help you openly and honestly share your feelings. The messages given and received can be less thoughtful and caring than intended, so that's something to keep in mind when you're talking with people. Whenever you're communicating, you want to make sure that you take time to stay calm and you think before you speak. Listen to the person who you're talking to, think about what they've said, and before you speak, before you react, make sure you're hearing what they're telling you and not what you think you expected from them. Moodiness can have an effect on whether or not you're having disagreements with people, and it may be harmful to your intimate relationships. So be very careful with yourself and with the people that you love most in your life, where you're going to find yourself bashing your head against a wall and fighting with people. Some crystals that you can use to support you during the retrograde include black tourmaline for letting go of fear and anxiety, blue lace agate to feel supported and nurtured, amazonite for clear communication, fluorite for peace and harmony, aquamarine for clear communication, jade for wisdom and clear communication, hematite and smoky quartz for grounding, and emerald for memory and mental focus. All of those stones, there's a lot of communication in there. There's some grounding, there's some clearing of energies. Gather them up. either carry them with you or have a grid set up in your house, and make sure that you connect with them daily, because you're going to have this kind of unsettled energy during the retrograde. These can help calm that down and can help you move forward without facing some of the bigger issues that may come up during this time. What you can do during this retrograde, because a lot of times people are like, oh, don't do anything, don't work on anything during the retrograde because the energy is so unsettled. This particular retrograde is good for resting, relaxing, recuperating, and recharging. Treat yourself very kindly and have lots and lots of patience with yourself. Expect and prepare for frustrations so that when they come, you have already prepared for them and you're ready to move past them. Don't let them overwhelm you. Take your time to clarify and communicate clearly, and then stick with the truth. Now, I did a dishonesty detox last week. You may want to go through that before the retrograde gets here, because you're going to want to stick to the truth, whether it's with yourself or with others. Because we're already having communication problems, we may as well communicate the truth so that we're not having to remember what lies we've told. This retrograde gives us the opportunity to work on being truthful with ourselves and with others. So all the lies you tell yourself, stop it. It's time to let them go. The Dishonesty Detox was in the Spirituality in the 21st Century bonus episode. You can find it on my Instagram. You can also find it on the Spirituality in the 21st Century Facebook and my Energy Tarot and Magic Facebook. I will pop up some links for that and put them in the description as well. I'm also working on a Mercury Retrograde package for individuals who would like to go a little deeper into this energy. I'm looking at including a Dishonesty Detox meditation, Mercury Retrograde Crystal Journey meditation, some keeping calm affirmations, considering what you need to revisit in your life and relationships, because this is a good time for that energy, relaxation techniques, calm, clear communication techniques, and some personalized information and meditations for each of the astrological signs. If you're interested in that, check out my pages on Facebook. Again, you can find me on Energy, Tarot, and Magic. You can find me on Spirituality in the 21st Century. My personal page is Sherry Malin, and you can also find me on Instagram, IGTV, and YouTube as Sherry Malin. Thanks again for joining me today. I hope this was a little bit of information you can use in order to survive and thrive in the Mercury retrograde that's coming up next week. I hope you come back next time. Thanks for coming by. Bye.